Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling. My name is BrendenPlayz. We're continuing our TNA playthrough. We've nearly done one entire year of the playthrough. This episode, we have an episode of Impact, and then it is our final pay-per-view of the calendar year, which will be Turning Point. Now, originally it was actually going to be on week 1 of December, but we pushed it back to week 2 just to match the other formula we've got. Every other week is always week 2. I don't know why that it was set up to be week 1. I guess they want Final Resolution to have a little bit more build-up, but we're happy with 4 weeks build. So, yep, we've got one more pay-per-view to go, and then we get into the final end of the year awards and things like that. And a lot of things start to happen when the new year comes, so it's always a very exciting time. Okay, so we actually did our Explosion show that we didn't show you last episode, so I want to quickly run you through that. 73 rated, 1800 in attendance, 0.43 rating. Now I just want to quickly check our ratings for Explosion. 0.44, 0.45, 0.44, 0.46. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We are dropping a little bit in comparison, which I'm not sure why. Our Spike TV deal is ending. If not, I think it may have actually ended. We'll get into that in a moment. But we had Team 3D. They beat Aries and Roderick Strong. We had a Bobby Roode promo, a Rebecca Knox promo. Chris Sabin beat Kenta. We're going to start using Marufuji and Kenta more in this X Division, get them more involved in singles matches. Yes, tag matches as well when there needs to be one, but definitely more singles at the moment. And then we had A-Train beat Matt Sydal as well. A case of getting A-Train a win, and also giving Matt Sydal an opportunity and to work with a main event star as well, just to have that match. 79 rated there. So overall, 73 for Explosion. Quickly check the news. So Rhino had a one-off match in Global Force. We'll have a quick look at that Global Force event and just a quick check-in to see how our Global Force shows are going. We check in every now and then, but we are doing a tour. As you can see, we've got a lot of events happening. There's always 3 events just about every week, so it gives our guys a lot of opportunities to work, and it gives our guys a lot of opportunities to get involved in matches. So they had the Reborn, which was 56 overall, that show, 3,300 in attendance. That's pretty good. And just to compare with the early shows, we weren't even drawing 1,000. So you can see just starting to draw 1,000 after the first month or so. And here we are all these months later. I think what was our first show in February, now being December. Our events have gone from drawing about 1,000 to 3,500 for our major shows, which is excellent, really good. And that obviously will bring in a decent amount of revenue. And our regular tour shows are nearly drawing 1,000 as well, which is really, really good. So, just to have a look, Rhino beat Cody Rhodes in a 66 rated match. This was actually a pretty good one. Mark Jindrak beating MVP and Harry Smith in a 72 rated. So that's pretty positive for those 3 guys involved, that they were able to produce that high quality of a matchup. Just on the next show, MVP versus Nakamura was 72 rated. It's a bit of a common denominator there. MVP involved in 2 really good matches back to back, which is quite positive. Let's have a quick look at his match history. 64 rated is his history, and that includes a few matches he had in WWE. So you can see his last 3 matches actually have been 70 plus. So that's actually really, really good, because we do have big plans for MVP. To get him so far going pretty well so far in Developmental, that's really, really good. He's having some nice matches there, and his skills are definitely improving. You can see being in Developmental has helped him quite a little bit, and he's just chipping away, just getting better and better and better as we see him. We already know he's got look at the entertainment skills. It's so good. If we can get his ring work up to scratch, he's going to be a major star, no doubt about that. The only issue is his age. He's already 33, but we can get him to the main roster next year. I think he'll be, we'll give him that big push straight away to try and make the most of him while we can. And finally, the last one here, Heavy Duty beat Nakamura and Cody Rhodes, 65. Jindrak beat Seth Rollins, 70 rated. So Jindrak, he's currently our champion down there. And let's have a look at his matches. overall 59 rated, but you know, he's having a few good matches as well in the high 60s, low 70s. So Mark Jindrak doing quite well and carrying the brand pretty nicely in Global Force, which is good to see. Good to see. And just a quick look as well at their size. You can see this is the steady growth that they've been having. 25 we started at, and we've moved up to 41 popularity, which is fantastic. Yes, the other areas aren't going as well because they're only really doing shows in the southeast, and some of the other areas are getting that follow down effect, but they don't have a TV deal yet. And unfortunately, we've tried to do everything we can to get a TV deal, but we can't directly get a TV deal, which is frustrating. As you can see, to move to the next size, to get to a cult size, they need to get 2 areas 47% better importance. We've nearly got 1. We've 37 in one area. The next best is 15. So we won't be moving up in size anytime soon. Not until we get a TV deal, which I don't know when and if we ever will. The game basically, they basically have to get their own TV deal. They basically have to sign on, get their own. I don't think they qualify for any yet, and we can't really interfere there. The only way we can get them a TV deal is if we create our own broadcaster, which as you can see, if we created our own broadcaster, if we wanted it to be even tiny in the America, it would cost 12.7 million right there to create the TNA network, and we've only got 4.6 million. We're nowhere near it. We can't afford it. It's not going to happen, so we're just going to have to let that naturally happen. A couple of other news and tidbits. So you can see, yes, Impact has now ended its run on Spike, so we have now begun our MTV run. I think I said MVTV. MTV run. So we are now on MTV, which does have a bigger size. We do have a worse time slot, so I'm really worried about how this is going to go. I have no idea if this is going to be beneficial or a negative thing for us. We're going to find out this episode. And our broadcasting deal with Shaw Direct, I believe they're a pay-per-view company, it's ending. Nova, aka Simon Dean, his contract was expiring, and yeah, I didn't care. I mean, Simon Dean, I actually really like Simon Dean. He's hilarious. He's probably one of my favorite jobbers. He'd come in, and I just remember Kane beating him up. He'd try to sell his supplements, and then he'd get beaten up all the time. It was hilarious. It was great. But, you know, are we going to sign him? No, we're not. Now this next thing, you may have seen this on Twitter a few days ago. I posted it. This has to be the strangest thing that has ever happened to me in this game. We've had some strange things. Personally, probably not in this series, but playing regularly, some strange things happen. But this may be the weirdest. Davey Richards is injured, and he has sustained a temporary death. That's right. You can now temporarily die in this game. So what does this mean? It means Davey Richards he's gone. He's not dead, but he's dead for now. He's dead for a little bit. He's just a little dead. Not completely dead, just a little dead, and we can't use him. How long? Well, he's gone for 1 year and 3 weeks. 1 year and 3 weeks, he is temporarily dead. So, we just signed him not long ago, maybe a month or two ago, and now he's temporarily, he's dead. He's gone. We can't use him. So he's out of action for a year, which really sucks because, as we said, we only just brought him in, and what do? He's got to go. We can't use him anymore. He has to go. So, as you can see, average rating of 71 for his matches. I don't know about TNA. He only had 2 matches. 2 matches we got him. 2 matches we got out of him. He's already gone. Now, the murderer, we do know who murdered him. This man, his name is Satoshi Kojima. He murdered Davey Richards in their final match. It was an 89 rated match, and he murdered Davey Richards because that was his last match. He lost, so he beat Davey Richards, and in that match, he suffered a temporary death. So he is dead, and we can't use him. So what did? We fired him. He's gone. We fired him. He's dead. We can't use him anymore. We had to fire him. So we got rid of Davey Richards. So there goes one. And that kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie, that kind of sucks, because whilst we didn't have major plans for him, we still wanted to use him and slowly develop him into maybe an X Division star, because he had the skills. So we've had to unfortunately let him go, because we can't have a dead man, you know, working on our roster. He's not the new Undertaker, unfortunately. So yes, Richards is gone. Now it could pose the opportunity to bring in somebody else. Now we could call up someone from Developmental. It's not a bad idea. You know, we just brought in Cesaro and Chris Hero, so maybe we don't need to. But kind of looking at who has been performing, obviously, as we've seen MVP doing quite well, Jindrak, but probably the main one right now, and a lot of you guys probably want to see him, is Nakamura. Now, Nakamura's definitely got the skills. I mean, let's have a look at Nakamura's progression. You know, his brawling went from 54 to 58 this year. His hardcore went up a little bit. His aerial 24 to 30, flashiness 34 to 43, so that's a decent improvement there. His basics 84 to 89, which is really good. Psychology 80 to 85, that's very positive. Psychology is such a crucial thing. You know, we often get marked down because of psychology. Consistency 70 to 77, that's really solid as well. His selling went up a little bit. His power 50 to 57, stamina 85 to 93. That's really good as well. And his entertainment, no real change there. So as you can see, he's got the skills. I mean, if he got in there, I think he could be a major star. I think he could be anything we want him to be. If we wanted to push him as a main event guy, I think he can get there. Honestly, I really do. He's had a pretty decent run of matches when we've seen him. His average is 61, his best being 92. He is stuck down in Developmental, but when we get him in matches against the Japanese guys and those one night only events, he's having stellar matches, high quality. So he is excellent. He is really good. The only issue is his popularity. He would have to take a lot of work to get in there. I know a lot of you guys said, hey, why don't you have Kevin Nash lose to him, things like that. We didn't go for that, but I think we can get him there other ways. So he may be the next guy to get called up. If not, probably Seth Rollins. He's also having a pretty stellar run as well. Just quickly at his match history. 59. But yeah, I guess his matches haven't been as good. But he's been having a lot of tag matches, so that also doesn't help his cause being stuck there with Dean Ambrose, whose skills at the moment are quite considerably less. But with that being said, we may as well get into our next couple of shows. We've been slowly building towards our next pay-per-view, the final of the year. So we've got a few things we need to think about, certainly after this pay-per-view. So we need to get into this Impact and then, of course, our pay-per-view. Okay, so with our Impact show, we had MVP. We brought him up just to take a look at him, see where he's at. We brought in Bobby Fish for a one-night-only deal as well to be his opponent, basically the man to lose to him. MVP 63 rated performance, which is actually okay. That's passable. Considering Michael Shane, Petey Williams can't even do that. That's pretty decent. So 49 rated overall matchup, MVP with an easy win. Started the show off here with a big match. Great way to start. Jeff Hardy beat A-Train one-on-one, 91 rated. During the match, Goldberg came out and distracted A-Train, cost him the matchup. Jeff Hardy 86, A-Train 84. I tell you what, there's a feud right there for you. That is a really good combination. And in my opinion, we should probably pencil that in for a feud at some point. That would be excellent between those two. Afterwards, for A-Train, he was backstage with Roddy Piper complaining that Goldberg interfered. 96 rated between those two. That's pretty good as well. So A-Train, geez, he's just got it, hasn't he, A-Train? He's just really good. As someone who's very heavily underrated. The Naturals, we used them because we haven't used them for a while. I felt kind of bad. We haven't used them for so long. So we gave them a match, and they lost against the Insane Asylum. And Test 73. So Test was actually the best in the match. And how many times have we ever said that? Not many. Test 73. That's probably one of his best performances. Test is starting to get better. Afterwards, they had the Insane Asylum cutting a promo about the New Age Outlaws, who came out to attack them, get some revenge after what they said, but unfortunately they got laid out by the Insane Asylum. So getting the big one up there just before the pay-per-view we had Kenta and Alex Shelley going one-on-one. Only 80 rated. I thought this match could have done better. I mean, I don't know what really went wrong. I guess it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. I guess the popularity of Kenta maybe was a bit of a factor. But 80 overall, not too bad. Shelley did pretty decent, 84. Then we had Shelley and Sabin invite Kazarian and Angel to come out and have a bit of a brawl and square up, and they did. And they had a bit of a brawl, fighting each other all around the ring, 89 rated, so a good segment there. We haven't ended the Sabin and Kazarian feud yet, so I'm not sure what we're going to do there, if we're going to have another match at the pay-per-view, or just keep it going until, you know, it's time. But we've kept that going and it's worked out okay. Paul Heyman and Goldberg backstage. Paul Heyman hyping up Goldberg for his match against A-Train. So a bit of a heavy A-Train Goldberg theme on the show this week. Then we had a big women's tag match. So we got 8 women in there. Now we did this hopefully to get some of our lesser women involved and maybe use this as a match to get them a good matchup to maybe boost up their popularity. But this is something we probably should try a little bit more in the future, see if it works. But we gave Melina's team, so it was Rebecca Knox, Melina, Molly Holly, Alyssa Flash versus Beth Phoenix, Sarah Del Rey, and Gail Kim, Awesome Kong. 74 rated there between those two. AJ Styles promo on Samoa Joe, 85. Then, this is actually pretty good. AJ versus Scotty Steiner. We gave AJ Styles the victory via a disqualification when Scott Steiner was disqualified because Samoa Joe came in and attacked AJ Styles. So came in, started beating up AJ, but Steiner got disqualified because of it. So it won't really hurt Steiner too much, you'd have to think. Steiner was getting tired though, so that's not great. Tired after a 14-minute match, so definitely starting to decline. AJ definitely carried it to 89, which is excellent. Then we closed the show out with a contract signing between Christian and Muhammad Hassan, Roddy Piper there as well. So doing something a little different. Normally we would open the show up with this, but I thought this week let's close it out. Our big segment, these two staring each other down, signing the contract for the big world title match. They probably already had a contract signing, I forgot if they did. But a big matchup between the two. Let's sign it. Let's close the show out with our best two in the ring together. Something we haven't done for a while is an angle to close things out. So 100 rated between those two. And judging from these results, I think we actually had a really good show. So let's have a look. 91 rated. So 91 rated show overall. And that's pretty good. I'm happy with that because we had some good matches on this card and a pretty good finish as well. So 91 rated. That's excellent. That's really, really good. If we can get more shows like that, you know, we've got no choice but to keep getting better. The problem is, though, is with our new TV deal, we're not covering Canada anymore. We're just covering the US, which will hurt us in the long run that we're not building Canada, but we weren't really doing a lot with Canada anyways. Our growth in Canada was very, very small, so it's not really going to affect us too much, but still only going to see growth from our pay-per-views, which is still something. So here's the interesting thing. How was our rating? 3.9. It's gone down so much. Oh my god. That's not good. Okay, so 3.9 rating. Just to compare, last week's rating was 4.64. So we've lost 500,000 viewers by changing networks. So, and you do have to remember, that's Canada all gone. So we've lost Canada, which could have been maybe 1 million viewers that we've lost. So probably we've gained in the US, but losing Canada hasn't helped us. And I don't think there's any Canadian exclusive networks. I mean, we can have a quick look to see if there is, but I don't think there really is. And if there is, they probably cover the US as well. You can see there's one little one small one, very small. I don't even know if it's worth doing it, but that's it. One very, very small network that will cover Canada for us. So, I mean, I guess we could try it. They don't even want to do it. They don't even want to do it. So forget about that. So we can't broadcast in Canada at all unless on our pay-per-view. So that's going to hurt our ratings, but with a better time slot, I'm sure if we keep getting good ratings, that will help our chances get a better time slot. So we've got Explosion, we'll do that, but we're going to progress into the pay-per-view, so we'll show the results for Explosion, and then we're going to get booking our pay-per-view as well. Okay, so Turning Point is here, It's all booked. Let's get into it. Start things off the pre-show, Rebecca Knox and Beth Phoenix. We gave Beth Phoenix the victory. I think Beth's probably the right choice to go forward as our next challenger for Melina. A-Train promo on Goldberg. Fallen Angel promo on Alex Shelley. Now, these were actually originally going to be on the main show, but we just ran out of time. We were trying to fit so much into this pay-per-view, we just couldn't possibly do it. We kicked things off with, wow, 95 rated AJ Styles Samoa Joe. We made this a TLC match because I figured this is the third and final match between these two. Let's do it. Let's up the ante. And you'll see this a little bit throughout the show. I guess because it is the end of a lot of our feuds in this episode. So I figured let's just go all out and let's have some gimmick matches. So 24-minute matchup. AJ Styles got the victory. We were originally going to give the big win to Samoa Joe, but I think for whatever reason, I'm going with AJ Styles. His popularity is really starting to surge. He's up to about 76, and I figured let's just ride that train. Let's not derail that. Let's give him another big win, and maybe he'll bump up a little bit further. And if we can keep this going, we might be able to get him into that 80 mark and then bring him into the world title picture. So that was meant to be Samoa Joe, but if Muhammad Hassan is still the champion, Joe can't really get a title shot anyways, so there's still plenty of time for Samoa Joe to get in there. But 93 from Samoa Joe, 89 from AJ, excellent chemistry, excellent match, awesome. Dudley Boyz promo. Then we had, wow, this is actually amazing. Holy crap. Okay, so the Kings of Wrestling versus Aries and Strong. I didn't think anything of this match. 14-minute match, 89 rated. Unbelievable. Chris Hero, 95 in-ring performance. Cesaro 79, Strong 72, Aries 80. 95 from Chris Hero. Wow, okay. There you go. 89 overall, that is unbelievable. Incredible match between two teams that are only, what, mid-50s of popularity. They're low on the card, but I tell you what, they're putting on some good performances. Rhino and Matt Morgan, we gave Matt Morgan the count-out victory. So 79 rated between these two. Both men were actually tiring after the 16-minute mark, so that's concerning. It was a brawl-type matchup. They went all out. The global title was on the line. Morgan wins by countout, so doesn't win the championship. We might just have one more match between these two down the line. Sting promo, 92. Good promo from Sting. Then we had the big six-man tag team match. The Insane Asylum, Abyss, Test, Kevin Thorne versus Sting and the New Age Outlaws. 80 rated overall. We actually gave Sting's team the big win. So Sting able to make Kevin Thorne tap. We gave Sting the big win because he's been going through hell the last couple months by Abyss, and I figured let's get Sting a nice win after all this chaos. He brings in a legendary team, the New Age Outlaws. They get it done. They get the big win. So we might end that feud there. Maybe we do a little more Sting and Abyss. I don't know, but we could branch it off, have Sting and Abyss go one-on-one and have the Outlaws versus the Insane Asylum. Maybe we do that. But 80 rated matchup, Abyss 95, the rest not so great. So Abyss absolutely carried that match. To get to 80, that's decent. Sting 62. That's actually not too bad from Sting. 62. There you go. Melina and Gail Kim for the Impact Knockouts title. Melina wins. Unfortunately, we wanted this match to be a bit bigger, but because we had some other gimmick matches and we were having some time constraints, we had to cut it just a little bit. But overall, 71 rated from Melina, 67 from Gail Kim, 76 rated match. And that's the end of their feud. They've had a long feud over this title. It's been a long time in the making. What, a 6-month feud or something crazy like that. Maybe 4 months. But it's been long, but it's been very successful, and we end it there. And afterwards, Melina debuted a new power spot that will showcase her ability to sell well. There you go. Her psychology will be helped. There you go. That's fantastic. Afterwards, Beth Phoenix laid out Melina. She's your new challenger right there. So we go with Phoenix and Melina in the future. Now, it's not the best combination. Beth Phoenix clearly not ready for the run at the title. In comparison to Melina, she's pretty bad. But we need to start doing something. We need some new opponents, Melina. This is the next best thing, and we can elevate Beth Phoenix a little bit further. Now, this is a surprise match. Lex Luger. You're probably thinking, what the hell happened here? Okay. So I looked at the locals, I figured, you know, let's bring in a legend if we can for the night. Let's bring him in. Maybe we sacrifice him to one of our guys. Because a lot of you guys said, hey, Nakamura should have got the win over Kevin Nash. He should have destroyed him, blah, 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 blah. I kind of agree. I thought, yeah, probably should have, but we never did it. So we didn't do it because I wanted to use Kevin Nash again in the future, perhaps. Lex Luger, though, I never want to use him. I have no intention of using him. He's too old anyways. I think he's 48. We brought him in for one night only. We had Nakamura destroy him. 5-minute matchup. Nakamura destroys Lex Luger, who had 75 popularity. Give Nakamura the win. Will it help? I don't know. But we squeezed that in on the card. 49 rated match. It doesn't matter about the match quality. Let's hope Nakamura can get a few points out of that, and then we can maybe bring Nakamura to the main roster. It soon became pretty clear that Lex Luger was drunk. Well, I just thought he was a shit wrestler, but he actually was drunk. So he could have maybe pulled out a 40 rated performance instead of 33. Here's a match for you. Alex Shelley. So we got from Nakamura to Lex Luger, a disastrous match, to this one. So we repaid the fans. The fans went through 5 minutes of hell, and we gave them this. Shelley and Angel, 94 rated. It was a 20-minute Iron Man match. We gave the win to Alex Shelley, thanks to Chris Sabin running in and interfering and screwing over Angel. So Christopher Daniels got screwed over. We gave Alex Shelley the win. He defends the title. We end this feud. 94 rated between Angel and Shelley. Shelley 90. Fallen Angel, oh my goodness, 99 rated. Great chemistry between the two. Awesome match. Now, that could have been our opener, but we did go with Joe and AJ. Worked out for the best, but geez, that was good. That was really good, 94. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you have kind of suggested, hey, why don't you put Christopher Daniels in the world title picture? He's done everything he can in the X Division. He's carried it all year. Alex Shelley's probably the best man to carry it from now on. I agree. I think we maybe give Fallen Angel a chance to compete for the world title. That's why yes, he's lost here, but we kind of protected him. But also, these matches he's putting on, we have to reward him. He's doing so good, we have to do something with him. I'm thinking maybe a world title shot. We gave Goldberg a special entrance for his match against A-Train. 79 rated matchup. They don't have much chemistry. They don't seem to click. A-Train 80, Goldberg 68. Goldberg was getting tired after a 12-minute match. Jesus. But whatever, 79 between the two. Obviously Goldberg wins, but yeah, not great chemistry, so maybe we don't do a rematch. I did set up for a rematch because I had A-Train attack Goldberg afterwards. So I did set up for a rematch, but maybe we don't do it because there's no chemistry there. Something to think about. We just did another great match, holy crap. And Team Canada and Team 3D, they had a tag team match. We were going to make this a tables match, but because we did a TLC earlier on the night, we don't want to do two of the same type of gimmick, so we didn't do it. 90 rated, Team Canada, Team 3D. Team 3D wins again. The Dudleys 90 rated each. Bobby Roode 86, Eric Young 77. Eric Young just struggling a little bit behind the rest, but again, another awesome match between these two teams. The Dudleys win and they make it their fourth title defense, but geez, Team Canada have stepped up, haven't they? They really stepped up. I've been impressed by them. The pressure was on for them to deliver, and they've done that really, really well. And then here we go, our main event, Muhammad Hassan, Christian Cage, hype video for it. Look, the chemistry isn't here between the two, unfortunately. It's just, you think, you know, our two biggest names, we set up for this massive match between the two. It doesn't have the chemistry. It's a disaster. It really is, but they've been able to push through that and get some good performances. This is their final match between the two. How does it go? 85. Wow. Oh, you're joking. 85. Last man standing match. I figure the last man standing between these two after all this time. Who's the better man? Muhammad Hassan wins. And an 85 rated match. That hurts. Think of the quality we just put on. A 95, a 94, a 90. And then to get an 85 at the main event. I mean, we can't have the world title not main event. It has to main event. But man, 85. That hurts. It really does. This is the end of their feud though. And overall we got a 87 rated show, which is good. 87's good, no doubt. But just the positioning of these matches, if we had, for example, AJ and Joe in the main event and the X Division match open up. This would have been 93 rated show. Simple as that. But we didn't, and overall 87. That's how much the main event will influence. Nearly 20,000 in attendance, so we're getting great attendances. Honestly, fantastic. So we'll give Fallen Angel some love. He did really well. Alex Shelley did really well. And you know what? Lex Luger. We're going to give him some love because I don't want him to hate us because he got buried. I don't want him to hate us, so we'll give him a little bit of love. Maybe he'll come back and do another job for us. And, you know, we'll give him a bit of love. You know, the poor guy comes out of retirement just to lose in 5 minutes to Nakamura. At least we can do is give him a pat on the back and say, hey Lex, good job tonight, buddy. You did good. And he's probably too drunk to remember what we said anyway. So, there you go. 87 overall for Turning Point. Geez, it could have been better. But now we move on from Hassan and Christian. What do we do with both guys? Fallen Angel and Muhammad Hassan sounds really tempting. So does Jeff Hardy and Muhammad Hassan. I think they have bad chemistry too, to be honest. It's not good. Okay, wow, we've got a few things to talk about. So, Harry Smith thinks he's ready for the main roster. We'll see. Tracy Brooks' contract, there's a name I forgot about. She's back in 5 months. So her contract's up, and here's the thing, like, we could re-sign her in 5 months so we don't have to pay for her, but I feel like I'll probably forget about her if I do that. We could add her on our shortlist and think about it. Maybe you guys will remind me. 5 months time, so that is in May. We bring back Tracy Brooks, because that way we don't have to pay her, what, 60,000? What is her price tag? Nearly 10 grand a month, so we'd have to pay 60 grand just to keep her on the roster when we don't really need to. So we won't do that. Paul Heyman's causing issues. Geez, how many issues is he causing? Everyone's got a problem with Paul Heyman. That is not good. We don't want to lose Paul Heyman, but if everyone's pissed off at him, we may not get a choice. Our buy rate was a 0.46. That's pretty good. Nakamura's not happy that Lex Luger was drunk. And Bobby Lashley's actually gone, so Lashley's back in 6 months, so he is unavailable for 6 months. He's gone to train for his fight, so no Lashley for a while, as we knew that was going to happen. I just want to check Nakamura. Did that match help him out? It was a good win. It did, 41. So he's gone from a 36 to a 41, 50 in Southeast. So that's nearly good enough to bring him up on the main roster. He'll be a lower-end guy, which we don't want him to be. We want Nakamura to be special. We want to bring him in and make him a star. So if we could get him to 50 by doing a few more odd matches between some guys, putting him over, maybe then we strike with him. But that's very close to where we want him to be. We actually have some signing news. I forgot to kind of mention to you guys. We made a couple signings. They're not major signings, but I will mention it. Now, this guy, I have no idea who he is, but he's a Japanese guy. He's worked in New Japan, even did a bit of MMA. I think he was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, is that right? No. Well, it says here that he was, but apparently his title history says otherwise. DDT Heavyweight Champion, anyway. But Kazuyuki Fujita. So, we brought him in because his contract with Noah expired and they weren't going to renew him, so I figured, why not? He's a pretty good in-ring worker. Popularity wise, he's got 63 and 62 in the Southeast and Southwest regions, 62 Puerto Rico. The rest of the regions are no good, so we brought him in for a 6-month contract. We can bring him in and utilize him in these when we go to these certain areas, and then maybe he's just another guy to have a few good matches, put over some of our new guys coming through. He's 35. He'll have some good matches. So we brought him in just to have a few good matches, see how he goes. If he does well, maybe we'll keep him. If not, see you later. The other one is Shelly Martinez, someone we actually wanted to bring in, and we're going to have her join the Insane Asylum. Now, Martinez obviously has that gothic type of look to her, and we can bring her into our women's division. Popularity-wise, 27, not great. In-ring-wise, not great either, but decent mic skills, and we can bring her in as a manager to Kevin Thorne, and also, yeah, as a wrestler. So that's another woman we've got to our women's division. Maybe she probably does need to go to developmental for a little bit, but we might just try and stick it out here, see if she can last on the main roster. So there you go, another signing for us there. And just quickly, we might as well have a quick look at some of our popularity changes. AJ, not much of a change, still 76. Who else got a big win? Alex Shelley up to 70. That can't be good for Fallen Angel. How much did he drop? A little bit, but nothing too major. He was 76, 77. Now he's gone down to 75, 73. It's not ideal, but it does mean that when Fallen Angel moves out of the X Division for a little bit of time, that Alex Shelley can move in and has the popularity to carry it as well. So out with Angel, but we put over Shelley in the process, and we don't necessarily lose out in the X Division. Shelley was 66 beforehand, so we still have another star to carry that X Division. Geez, he's done a good job. So excellent stuff. Christian still looking good after the loss again. Muhammad Hassan about the same as well. Abyss, did he drop a little bit? No, I don't think so. Even though Sting's team won. 6-man tag though, he probably shouldn't lose too much. Sting still steady. And how is Sting going overall? He's won 9, lost 9. So 50-50 for Sting, despite his full skills at this point. That's fine. Test is up to 70 nearly. That's good for Test. That's pretty solid. Happy about that. Scotty Steiner, he's dropped a little bit after losing to AJ. Samoa Joe, what about him? Yeah, Joe has dropped a little bit again, so unfortunately we just can't really get Joe going. Rhino's dropped to 67, even though he lost via countout to Matt Morgan. So Matt Morgan's dropped, gone up to 67, Rhino's dropped to 67, so they're now equal, which isn't great for Rhino, but it's good for Matt Morgan, but yeah, that's not ideal, but okay, we'll have to go with it. But yeah, so that's the major changes here. Melina, did she do anything? No, not really. Beth Phoenix, just a quick one last look at her. Nearly up to 40, so the women's division is going to struggle for a few months, no doubt about that. But yeah, overall, pretty positive stuff. Chris Hero's gone to 60. That just goes to show you have a good match, it'll bump you up big time. Cesaro's steady, and Roderick Strong in the 50s. So yeah, overall pretty good. Not too bad for a show. We're moving along steady. New storylines coming. We've got a few new options. We've got to think about who should challenge the world champion next. I want you guys in the comments to give me some advice. Who should be the next challenger for the world title? Your options are pretty thin. You've got Sting, Jeff Hardy, Christian, probably not. You've got Goldberg. Kind of keeping Goldberg away from the world title for the meantime. I think we'll bring Goldberg in the world title picture later on. Other options are AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Tanahashi. I don't think he's upper mid-card. I don't think so. He's more of a mid-carder. So Fallen Angel, Rhino, no. Truth, no. Paul London's not even here yet. So AJ, Fallen Angel, Jeff Hardy, or who's the other one? Sting. So not a lot of options. So who should win it? Maybe we do a fatal 4-way. I don't know, but I think either AJ or Jeff Hardy or Fallen Angel might be the likely candidates there. Maybe Fallen Angel because he's done so well. Maybe we just do it. His chemistry, okay, he doesn't have bad chemistry with Muhammad Hassan. It's bad chemistry with Jeff Jarrett, so that's okay. So Jeff Hardy's certainly the option. And I think Jeff Hardy probably would be the right pick because he is our number 2 babyface. I think Jeff Hardy might be the right choice. Although I'd love to see Angel get in there with Hassan. I really would. I don't know. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a longer episode. I apologize, but I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a like on it. Let's try and hit 100 likes. More likes, the more episodes you'll get. And we are just about ready to get into the new year. So we might skip ahead. We'll see. And the New Year Awards will be coming up soon, which will be exciting to see how our wrestlers did. How did they go? Did they make the top 10 out of the top 500 list? We'll find out. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.